Welcome to the Chaat.
Okay, so we're here with Amrita Shakti from Australia. The land down under.
Yeah.
That was a terrible Australian accent.
Was that an accent?
I was trying to make it Australian.
Wow.
What is a good Australian accent?
I knew you would make me do this. Should I just do this entire episode in like a really strong Australian accent?
I'll do my Indian accent a little bit. You do it.
Well, mate, I've flown all the way from Sydney to be here with you in New York.
Oh my
And
God.
I've got to say, I'm fucking pumped. I'm so fucking pumped, mate.
You know what? I was thinking that was amazing. I was trying to think of one earlier, and all I could think of is Australia. Bex. Remember the Bex commercial?
What is that?
It's like Australian beer, nor Bex.
God. That's so bad.
That's what Crocodile Dundee sounded like, right?
It's really sad that that's everyone's perception of Australia here.
See, you have to tell me more about Australia, because I also didn't know there was a Desi community there.
I mean, it's like a very small Desi community. And like, I think it's only recently that it's like started to grow and there's just like a bit more like multiculturalism or like true multiculturalism. Like when I was growing up, I think it was like, I was like one of maybe 3 South Asian girls at school, and like everyone was just like fascinated / confused / just like, who are you? And so now there's like a lot more of like a celebration of Indian culture, South Asian culture, and just like cultures in general. So Australia is interesting that way. It's like a very young country that like is slowly growing to like understand what like inclusion actually means. And I think up until now it's been very like lip service, but now I'm starting to see like more of a movement, more of like a sense of like, okay, like doesn't matter what your skin color is, you still have the right to identify as Australian. Yeah.
And you were born and raised there?
I was born in Chennai. And then grew up there. So I moved when I was like 2 years old, early 90s.
Do you still go back to India at all?
I love going back to India.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Like I just like it's like bae.
It's just like
It's like it's inspiration, and it's like I feel like even music is like it's like one of the ways that I like connected to my Indian heritage, and it was such a safe space for me. Like when I couldn't really make sense of like being Indian Australian. And when I was like afraid to sort of like assert that outside of my home, like singing was like my way of connecting to my heritage and my like culture and like really owning that and feeling how amazing that felt. So, yeah.
And then like growing up, was there ever like when did you realize like, okay, music is what I'm going to do?
So the weird thing is, it was always like I literally think there's not a single day in the last like 29 years that I have not sung, right? But like
it's so funny because even like just now when we were just like waiting, like you were just like
constantly, I can't turn it off. I'm like, that's just like what I did. But like no one ever told me that I could do it as like a full-time thing. Like no one.
When did you realize that?
I didn't. Like it was completely by accident. So like a few, like maybe like, I think it was like 3 years ago, I like just randomly recorded this like YouTube cover and I put it online. And I was like, oh, this feels good. Maybe I'll just keep doing it. And then that's when I found out there were like people who actually did this.
No, yeah, 100%.
Seriously.
It's so funny because me and Tanya behind the camera over there.
What's up?
Tanya Media.
What's up?
But basically, we remember that. Like, I think there was a Drake cover that we loved also.
Oh.
Yeah. It was God's plan.
Yeah, it was God's plan.
Yeah, it was.
I don't even remember.
Yeah, we both. And then I remember at that point, I was like, oh, I wish like to hear your own original song because you did only covers. At
Yes,
that point.
yes.
So then, what like drove you and motivated you to be like, okay, wait, I could do this shit like for myself?
I'm like, as you're asking me this, I'm realizing so much of it was just like accidental. Like none of it was planned.
It was God's plan.
But no, but seriously though, like people, like I remember when I started singing, people were like, this is great, you should write your own originals. And I'm like, I don't know what that means. Like I just had no idea.
But that was all very recent, like in the past 2 years.
So recent. Like it's literally been like 3.5 years since I went from just doing like Hindi covers to like releasing an EP this year.
That's crazy because it was like last year.
Crazy, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's like one of those things where like I kind of just like let go of the reins a little bit, and I was like, I don't actually know what I'm doing, but I'm open to like exploring where this goes, sort of thing, and it has led to here, which is really cool.
Okay, so the first time we met in person was All Around Everything.
Yes.
What was it like performing on that stage?
Like, just incredible. I feel like, so I came here and I would like did All Around Everything, and I was like, great. Like after the performance, I was just gonna leave after 5 days from New York, and I was
so you super extended.
like I've extended this trip 6 times, I think.
Dang, New York is coming.
Yeah. No, but actually though, like, and it started with that performance though. Like I have never felt so supported or like so much positive energy in a room for like this random girl who has like come from Sydney and just landed up in New York.
I literally like
it made no sense.
On their way up to
But
the
you were a
stage.
part of that. You were a part of that though. Like I turn up and you're like, hey, it's me. And I was like, this is amazing. Dude, like half my friends in Sydney don't show up for my shows. Like what is going on?
Wow.
And so it was just like that energy just like was insane to me. Like I feel like the New York scene is like Sydney's South Asian scene in like 20 years time. So it's been like looking into the future a little bit.
And this is, I think it's all relatively new here too.
Really?
Yeah. So like I said, me and Tanya, like, we just came up like last year. So
Yes.
we feel like it's progressing, and then we're also like, you know, everyone's trying to figure out how we can like
Yes.
transfer to mainstream and grow. But
But it's moving in the right direction though.
Oh, 100%.
Here. Yeah.
it is. So my other question, oh god, pause.
What?
I lost my train of thought. I can touch it on, right? Okay. But so growing up, did your parents like typical? Did they have to be like, oh, you have to be a doctor, lawyer, like quintessential?
Yeah, so I think a big part of like why I never thought I could do this like full time was because I don't think my parents ever thought that I could do it full time. Like I think there was just like a generally, I think with lots of South Asian households, especially like in our generation, like we were the generation that was sort of caught between.
We're like literally the in between.
Yes, so
Yeah.
like the generation between like our immigrant parents and then like Western society.
It's like building the gap. Or
Yeah.
bridging the gap between
Like
the two. Yeah.
I don't like this. This is dawning on me now that I'm thinking about it. But like we've fought a lot in a very like sort of awkward like coming together of two worlds.
Yeah.
To pave our own path, and I think the generations that come after us will not have to. I think
Hopefully, yes,
hopefully
that's
not.
the plan.
Hopefully not have to fight as in like as much as we did,
Exactly.
right? And so there, I think the cool thing, like I think I'm blessed because as much as my parents are sort of like, we don't know what you're doing, they're growing with me. Like
Yeah.
I mean obviously there's drama. I think there's always drama, but like
Yeah.
there's never been like a you should stop this right now. There's always been like we don't know what you're doing,
Yeah.
but I guess you're doing it. What can we do? Like continue.
Exactly.
Yeah.
When we started Dope Indian Chicks, like my father, he's a pharmacist, and he was like, dope is drugs. Like, you know, like he was like, what are you doing? And then like he has someone who runs like his websites, and I added mine. And the uncle emailed me and he was like, do you know what the dictionary definition of dope is? And he sent me like the Webster's
I didn't know
definition.
dope was a drug.
Yeah.
That's news to
Yeah,
me.
that's the thing. Yeah, oh, maybe in Australia. What do you call drugs in Australia?
Drugs.
Oh. Okay.
Okay, well there you go. I learned something just then.
And the other thing I was surprised you told me about, like I really wanted to go to Australia and see kangaroos.
Oh my
like
God.
I thought
I can't
kangaroos
with
and
this.
koala bears would be like squirrels or pigeons here. Like you just walk down the street and then you run into a kangaroo.
Yeah.
Like,
No, I've seen 2 kangaroos and they've both been in zoos.
that is so disappointing.
It is.
Like,
Sorry guys. Do you know how many people here have asked me that? They're like, so.
I would just be like hopping down the street.
No.
No?
Also, FYI, kangaroos are kind of intense. Like,
Oh,
if
they're
they
like
kick
mean,
you,
right?
you just like you're gone. Like you're like, they're like badass. You don't want them running around on like urban streets and like, it's not gonna work very well for us.
Yeah, like that movie, Kangaroo Jack. That was a movie.
I've never heard of this.
Oh, that was the American version.
I'm looking forward to changing perceptions of Australia here, FYI.
Clearly.
Starts here.
Starts right here. Because I literally thought kangaroos would be hiding around. And koala bears would be in like every tree.
I've hugged ones in like my entire life.
Really?
Yeah.
Mind blown.
There you go. There you go.
Oh man. So, do you still have a day job? Like, do you still have a 9 to 5?
Yeah. So I think as like music started like picking up like momentum, it was harder for me to step away from it like for a full year, for instance, doing 9 to 5. So I like figured out this way where I could like be like an independent consultant and like sort of work for 6 months a year, like in corporate, and then take the other 6 months to like do this and like work on music. Yeah.
Look, my homie Premium P.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah. So
amazing.
that's working. But I can even that was like there were just so many just like I think mental struggles like for me. Like I was sort of like, yeah, but like how do I like balance these two like identities that are like one's like very like corporate woman, does maths, and the other is like music, feels things, and it's like how do you like bring those two together? And like also there's like so much respect associated with being corporate versus if you introduce yourself as like an artist, right?
Yeah,
so even that was difficult for me to go like over. Like I'll turn up to even just like South Asian events and aunties will be like, so what do you do? And I'll be like, I'm a project manager, I guess, because like that was just easier for me to do. And they'll be like, wow, it is job. Like it's like cool, right? Whereas I like nowadays I'm like I sing, and it's like I'm like really proud of it. But to get to this point is just like has been like really hard.
Yeah, that makes sense. And so another thing, so recently we went to a comedy show called Brownish Comedy.
Cool.
And there was, I don't remember who, I think it was Alan Mitra, who was talking about like for like here growing up in America for our generation at least, it was like you're either classified as like we didn't have our own identity, you're either white or you're black.
Yeah.
So he was like Mindy Kaling, this and that. I was like, oh, white. He's like Hassan Minaj, Jordan's hip hop, black. So it was just like we didn't have
shit.
Yeah, and it actually spoke volumes. And it was just like, wow, that's so true because we didn't have our own identity yet. So that's like the same thing we were talking about before. I think moving forward for the next generation, I think it'll be that where they can be Indian and still love this and be themselves and still love hip hop but be Indian at the same time.
But I think we're like lagging behind on that, to be honest. Like I don't know what mainstream urban Indian looks like still. Like I don't know what that is. I can't visualize it. I can't think of people. I can't think of that subculture yet. And I think
that's what we're in right now.
We are creating that right now, which is so exciting.
Yeah.
Like I'm very excited about this.
And even today, Lily Singh is starting her show tonight.
Yeah. Oh my God, is that tonight?
Yeah.
That's so cool.
And it was like it's the first Indian.
Honestly, that's amazing.
Yeah. And it was just like but as a community, we have to support that, like 1,000%. Like
Totally.
I saw a post today, and I think there was one by Humble the Poet where he just went into depth about how hard she's worked and even her struggles as a female going through everything.
Totally.
And I think for us to make it mainstream, we have to support each other and we have to go to the shows. We have to watch these shows and stuff like that.
100%.
So, but yeah, we're in it.
That's kind of amazing. Like making history. Yeah. Like I would love to see like Indian music as well, like go very mainstream beyond just like that Punjabi song that everyone pumps, Punjabi MC. Like, I mean, I love that song, but like,
the generic, like, everyone thinks of who doesn't know anything.
Right.
MC,
But like, I want to see that go mainstream. I want to see like the way we dress go mainstream. Like, I want to see people like sporting kurtas and like repping that in like a very proud way.
I really want to wear like a bindi.
I'm gonna start doing it. I want
to be like the fly one, like not.
You would. Of course you would. I'm just like, I will have one red dot here, and you're like, it needs bling.
Why? Like, why not?
You know what? We actually should though. Like I feel like the thing that holds me back, especially like in Australia, is like I am gonna be treated differently. But it's like fuck that. Like someone needs to start changing it.
Yeah.
So
We have to.
yeah.
Cool. Okay, so that was a serious portion of the interview. Now, plan some rapid fire questions.
I'm trying to look at your questions from here,
Okay.
but I won't. It's fine.
So, your handwriting is terrible. Like, I can't.
So mean.
I'm like, okay. What is an embarrassing? Do you guys get Kardashians in Australia?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dude, they're global.
I know they're everywhere. Okay, so what is an embarrassing TV show? Or you like literally write to the doctor, like.
Right.
Okay, what embarrassing TV show are you binging on right now? Or if you have a chance to binge?
So there's this show in Australia called Married at First Sight.
Oh, I love that show.
How do you know this show?
Wait, where's it going?
TV.
Married.
I thought that was like an Australian invention, and I was very proud.
Like, damn.
Like,
It's on AE.
Oh, is it on Hulu or Netflix? Married. What's the premise of the
okay, so there's a group of scientists who like looks at everyone's like biodata, and then like
You said biodata so funny, but
I mean it's basically like Shadi.com, but like white people style 50 years ago. So it's like
wait, it's a reality show or like?
it's like a reality show. So they'll look at like a bunch of biodatas and then like put people together like theoretically, and then they meet at this like dramatic first time wedding ceremony. Then they have to live with each other as like husband and wife for like
Wait, but they don't
6
actually
weeks.
get married, do they?
They get fake married. It's not legal. It's not
got it,
legal,
got it.
but they act like they're married. They'll be like, oh, now we are going on honeymoon and like
That
stuff
is
like that.
wild.
And it's addictive.
Does it work out or like?
No, there's been like 0 that's worked out in total.
What has worked out?
In America,
Yes.
0 in Australia that I know
There's
of.
an Australian version and an
Yeah, there's like a proper, like trashy Australian version. Best shit.
Oh.
It's yeah, you need to get on that shit.
Put it on your list.
Okay. On occasion, watch the Kardashians. Might have to move
I
that
can't
out.
do
Give us-
Kardashians. That's like
I hate it.
next level for me.
But she loves it. So we like argue, like so.
No
there's
judgment.
topics that. So for those who don't know, behind the camera is Tanya, aka.
Hey Tanya.
And so we have certain topics that we like call impasse, like stuff that we argue about, and you're just like
There's like no resolution. Yeah.
and it gets heated, so we just go impasse. And Kardashians is one of those topics.
Wow.
It's really bad.
Yeah, it gets
It gets intense.
Okay, what song is on repeat for you at the moment?
Literally the one I played
The
before.
one I knew it was gonna be that. Whoa, wait, what was it called?
Okay, so it's a Tamil song called Rowdy Baby.
Rowdy Baby.
And I know all of the lyrics.
I'm
I'm learning all of the dance moves. And I'm obsessed with it.
Rowdy Baby.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like an extended meme.
Oh really? Oh, it's like a parody.
And it's an actual song, but the lyrics are like kind of like why this
comedic.
Kolaverity. Like there's one that goes like I'll buy you a pony at the Wotinavani, which means like I'll buy you a pony, come ride it towards me or something like that. And it's like I don't know. It's just it's really trashy, but like it's so catchy. Yeah, it's my hype song. I play it to feel happy. It's ridiculous.
That's so funny. Rowdy Baby by who was it again?
It's in a movie called Mari 2, and it like features Dhanush and this girl called Sai Pallavi. Yeah, it's actually the video is really cool because like unlike other like Tamil Kuthu songs, Kuthu is like the kind of like it's like an urban folk sort of genre, and like. Unlike in other Kuthu songs, the female choreography is like on par with male choreography. So she's not just like, I'm so pretty. Like she's actually like, come on, bro. Like she's like busting out the moves. Like it's very cool. It's very cool. Yeah.
Okay. We'll have to listen to that on the playlist. Okay. Who? Oh, Jesus. The mic is over here. The mic fell down.
For the whole time?
But I think
When did you realize?
just now. No, but I mean, I don't know how long it was fell down.
Sorry, put it back on.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Okay. Okay.
No, she's holding it.
Who would play you in the movie of your life?
Oh my god.
And this is funny because Tanya said that have you ever watched the show Modern Family?
Oh my god, I get that all the time.
Yeah, really? That's what she said. She said,
Yeah.
she was like, I look just like Haley.
But like personality-wise, it would have to be someone like super quirky. Like, well, who's that girl who was in like New Girl?
Oh.
Jess, what's her name?
Yeah.
The only girl.
Zoe Deschanel.
Yeah, like
No.
she's like basically me on the
Have you ever
inside.
seen any of Aparna Nancherla's?
I love her.
She's hilarious,
She's
isn't she?
wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm.
We saw her one time. I think I scared her away.
Oh, you met her?
Yeah, we went to a show and I was like, and she was like, okay.
She's like Telugu as well, right?
she's Telugu.
That's amazing.
Right?
Yeah, she's killing it. She's crushing it.
Telugu and Tamil, they're similar languages, right?
Right, but I still can't understand Telugu.
Same.
For the life of
but
me.
there's certain words that
It
sound,
probably comes from the same like parent language.
and they look alike, but it's like a little bit.
Yeah.
I think Telugu's a little more rounded.
It's a little bit more around. Yeah.
Can you read it?
I can read Tamil.
Oh.
Yeah, I can read it, but like I can't like understand it after
That's-
I've read it. Do you know what I mean? Because it's like in old Tamil, and you're like,
That's exactly how. So I took like one summer course of Hindi, so I could read it, but I don't know what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
I can just
Yeah.
read the language, but yeah.
we'll get there.
Right. Okay. iPhone or Android? I already know.
Android.
Should have Apple, don't you?
Yeah, I switched from Android to Apple, and I'm done.
Yes.
I'm going back.
Yes.
I'm going back,
Oh my God.
dude. Like I can't right now.
Android. See, she's disappointed.
Tanya's done.
Yeah.
She's just
She was
left. She's like,
she thought this was gonna go for her.
yeah.
No.
It's also broken. God.
Oh my goodness. Okay, what is the craziest pronunciation of your name that you've heard?
Atirma.
What?
It was literally, no, like I'm not even making. I remember this.
Atirma?
She like it's like he read it backwards.
Yeah, it's like.
No, like he actually like read it. I don't know what he was doing, but he's like he put extra effort
In
to
pronouncing
read
it.
to read my name backwards, and then he was like, "Was that close?" And I was like,
Can you read?
"I don't know. Maybe if you look in a mirror, I don't know. That's fucking weird. Like I don't know. Like
Yo, isn't that crazy how like when it comes to pronouncing like Desi names, like people just lose all like reading everything. That's
No,
in
it's like-
kindergarten is just
I remember seeing this meme on Instagram. So I don't watch Game of Thrones, but I hear there's like some pretty funky names in there, like Daenerys or whatever. I don't know how do you say it? Daenerys. So the meme was like, if you can learn to say Daenerys,
you can learn how to.
you can learn how to say
it.
Amritha. Like it's
Yeah.
like phonetic. It's not that hard.
But you have the H. So mine is Nita, but like it's Nita. Everyone says Nita. And now, so I wanted to start this campaign to like take our name back. So, but it's so crazy because like even when I introduced myself, I started saying Nita, but to even me it sounds funny, like you know. And
Is it Anita or is it just like
just
Nita?
Nita, N-I-T-A.
It's so pretty.
Yeah, and so they put because you have the H there.
Yeah. So like I don't understand where the mispronunciation takes place. Like it's just
Kindergarten,
Amrita. Like I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
And then like my last name is G Gadipati. So I used to get Nita Gotta Potty.
Oh my god.
Like,
That's quite rhythmic. It's like Nita got a potty.
I'm like, no, I don't have to go to the bathroom.
That's so bad.
Yeah. Kindergarten,
God.
man.
Kids are cruel.
Right. Okay. What else we got? Favorite Indian dish?
Malai kofta. Okay, wait.
that's like the-
I'm gonna take that back. When I'm vegetarian, malai kofta. When I'm vegan, aloo gobi.
Oh, okay. Like the potato, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so that leads to this question. Is it wrong for vegetarians to eat animal crackers?
Animal cracker. What are they?
You guys know animal crackers in Australia?
Like, are they?
Crackers in the sheet.
Yo, that's hilarious. Out of curiosity, like what animals are in that cracker thing?
Like hippopotamuses, tigers.
I think we're okay. Yeah, I think we're good. I'd dig into some animal crackers. I would.
What is your favorite Harry Potter character?
Ron. Yeah, he was hilarious. He was like
That's interesting.
he was like the most underrated in that entire series.
He was pretty funny.
Yeah, he was hilarious.
I'm secretly like I was a Harry Potter fan. Like, did you read them like when the books came out?
Yeah, I like lined up
Me too.
and like read them in like a night and then went to school and
Yeah, so this
we
chick
discussed
has
everything.
been to Harry Potter world mad times.
Whoa.
Has no appreciation for the books whatsoever.
Have you read the books though?
No.
Oh. So
Yeah.
that's interesting.
I
We
just
need
wanna,
to
like,
work on that.
I want to go to the Harry Potter world and have a butterbeer and just like.
So I don't love it that much anymore. I feel like it's very much just like that was my childhood.
You know what? That's what the movies are super depressing.
I didn't watch the movies either because I'd like imagined everything so much in my head. I was like, I can't do this.
They did
Like,
a good job, but it was just like when you got to the older years, it was like super
yeah. And Parvati and what's her face is
I
like
hated them.
no, but like their
Parvati,
outfits were like ridiculous. It was
dark.
like.
I don't, oh,
Do you remember this? It was like
two Indian
the
girls.
ugliest lehengas I've ever seen in my
It
life.
was like a pink.
It was so bad. Oh my god.
I just hated that they were so ditzy. Like.
Were they ditzy? I don't remember.
I don't know. I was annoyed by them.
Oh,
What was it? Parvati Patil?
and I don't know. Something starting with P. It's like your token Indians.
Yeah, exactly.
So at least there was Indians in it. I don't know.
Yeah. You know what's interesting? So, Mindy Kaling, she recently brought up that she, what's the word? Oh, she was a diversity. Have you watched The Office at all?
Whoa, yeah.
Yeah, so she said that she was a diversity hire on that, which like blew my mind.
Oh my god.
Because I was just like, you know, who.
Look how far we've come though. That's kind of inspiring.
But the fact that she mentioned that, and I also like, I'm kind of happy because she's like promoting more of her like heritage now. But it's like you never know what people go through to get to where they are.
100%.
So
100%. You can't assume anything about anyone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But now that I love that she's like being more open about growing up brown, but I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Okay, one more question. How do you feel about cranberries?
I love cranberries.
Really?
We don't get them in Australia.
What?
Yeah, we don't. We don't. No, it's not like a thing there. So like every time I'm in the US, right, I'll order cranberry juice.
Uh-huh.
And then I found out that cranberry juice is like the go-to if you have like, what is it?
Cranberry vodka?
No, it's like the remedy for UTI.
Oh, is it?
Apparently.
Oh.
And so now I'm really self-conscious because
Like, no. People drink cranberry juice,
No,
right?
it
Is it?
yeah, dude, I don't know. It
Oh, because you just get
stressed me out a little.
little.
Yeah, so now every time I order it, I'm like,
Just like cranberry juice, but don't tell anybody.
basically no.
Oh, man. Okay, is there anything you want to let your fans know?
I just want to say like massive thank you to you girls for
Oh.
coordinating this. I think I would love for like the next decade to be like the rise of South Asian women in the arts, and I think platforms like this are so important, and like this sense of like we no longer see each other as like competition, but like we are all collaborating our way to the top. Like that's what I want to see, and I think you guys are like laying the foundation for that, so I'm really excited.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We're so happy to have you.
Thank you.
And hopefully you'll move back to New York. Not
I
back
probably
to,
will
I know.
soon.
'Cause you said she extended her trip.
6 times. 6 times.
Cool. Okay, so can you sing a little something for us? Give a little taste.
Sure. So this song was stuck in my head on the way here. It's Tamil.
Okay.
I think it's A.R. Rahman.
Uh-huh.
So I'm just gonna do a little bit of it. உடைத்தாய் நுறங்கவே என் மறு இதயம் தருவேன் நீ உடைக்கவே.
That is amazing. You literally sounded like a record my parents would play back in the day.
Thank you.
That was really nice.
Tamil though. always gets me in the feels.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Thank
you for the chart. Oh my god.
You came up with our catchphrase.
I told you that would be very, very corny.
So